Alright, coming in. 243,000. That's pretty good. That's about what I expected. Not great, but not bad. So, we're already actually ahead in terms of certain things. Specifically, Railroad is making 85,000 based off of the tickets. What we got to be careful of, as I said, is that loan interest and investments. So that's, we spent, you know, if we ignore the investments, the number we're really wanting to focus on is this number greater than this number? As long as this number is greater than this number, we're doing good. Right now, it's a little bit... So we'll see if we're financially viable. We want to be somewhat financially viable with the very first one. So, our next big objective is going to be getting the cars to the Reno. How we're going to do that, we still have to decide. We're going to be sending road vehicles, or are we going to be doing train? The advantage of road vehicles is road vehicles can supply a very nice steady amount, whereas trains, they drop off a huge amount, but then there's a period where there is absolutely no activity. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, this is already looking nice. Once again, the other thing we have to be careful of is, okay, our railroad income is based off of the tickets, or in this case, basically the freight, minus the maintenance of vehicles, the maintenance of the tracks, and the maintenance of the infrastructure. Infrastructure in this case is, well, this is infrastructure. That is why we do not want to build our stations everywhere and then link them up when we're ready, because, well, we're paying to maintain stations that aren't in use. So we got to be careful of that. So, yeah, we really want to watch our money here starting off. Bear in mind, I can take out more loans, but then we increase our loan interest. So it looks like it's going to be financially viable. How much is it actually? Ooh, a little jump there. Yeah, they're producing tons of wood. In fact, we've got overflow, I think. So we should be having a full train every time. In fact, we could probably add a second train and be just as happy. However, how we do that second train, that's going to require, well, this is a single track going from point A to point B with single platforms. We'd have to put in a passing siding or double track it. We're not really ready for double tracking at this time. So, because it's mostly, you know, flat, you know, there's some grade changes. We can pretty much say, okay, point A, point B, divide by 2, which is basically right in here. So this is where we would want to put our passing siding in if we were to do so. Or we can put a passing siding in there and a passing siding in there. Or we can double track. Double track, though, as I said, anything we do with the tracks is going to increase the maintenance of the tracks, which we should be expecting to spend about this much every year. Not ideal. It's actually going to be a little bit higher than that. Or not, yeah, every year. So, how do we want to handle this? Well, after thinking it through a little bit, I think we are definitely going to have to add on additional service here. However, we should also consider we're probably supplying it with enough wood where we could probably start doing road vehicle. The problem with road vehicles is they are incredibly slow. The problem with track here is it's going, you know, if we do train, it's going to be a massive expense transporting from Palm Bay Sawmill to Reno Tools Factory. You you know, the track, the engine, it's not necessarily financially viable at this distance, even though we're moving a lot of goods really quickly. I think what I want to do is I want to get... Yeah, I think I want to get my trains moving faster here. More trains, more wood, before I expand elsewhere. Yeah, we're going to want to do that, but how is the question? Okay, so I've already started adding my double track in here, and so what I want to do is I want to have trains stick to the right, for now at least. So the way to do this is we're going to get a signal here. I'm going to hit one way over that, and I'll put a one-way signal there, and I'll put a corresponding one-way signal here. So when we get our second train, the two will pass at this point, roughly. Oh, we're going to probably take out a loan here. We're going to increase our loan. Bear in mind, we saved money. How is there still no path? There should be a path now. Hang on, we're losing money. Hang on. Let me pause the game. What did I do wrong? Oh. Line. It's connected, so I'm not sure why it's still saying there's no path, because clearly there's a path. So what's going on here? Let's try manually resetting it there and see if that works. Yeah, the warning went away. That's weird, because normally the game resolves that right away. That is weird. Alright, so let's get that going. Because we lost some money as a result of that little hiccup. Again, I'm not sure why that happened. But what we're going to want to do now is, as I said, we're going to want to borrow money. And I think what I'm going to want to do... Right now, we're going to operate with a slight higher expense because we have just a little bit more track. Oh, good. The year turned over. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to click on train 1. I'm going to click over here, actually. I want to do it this way. I want to click on line 1, not train 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and I'm going to hit duplicate. Oh, right. We don't have enough money because I didn't take the loan out yet. So I'm going to borrow, if I'm not mistaken, we actually need another $500,000 to do it. So I'm going to clone the train. Yeah, we needed that. Okay, so now both trains are ready to go. They're a little out of sync with one another, but that is fine. They will pretty much sync up with one another over time. So this train 1 is going to come to a stop there. Train 2 is going to come in. Once train 2 is clear, train 1 will be allowed to proceed. This is about halfway. As I said, I've got them out of sync because basically the distance in the stations and not having did it properly when I purchased the train to get them in nicely synced. So overall, that should be enough of a passing that it shouldn't be a problem. So, we should be making money again here shortly. And as we can see, we still have quite a lot of wood there, so we're not going to have to worry about trains leaving without a full load. We are still nowhere near properly shipping all this. As I said, now this train's going to have to wait for train 1 just for a little bit. And this should even out. I might have underestimated the distance here in comparison to the distance there. Also, I think that I think technically it slopes that way slightly. So we may have to fix that at some point, but for now it works. The alternative would have been I had a second track for the loading. And so, okay, you can't leave the loading until the other train gets here with a single track, and then once it's in the station here, then you can go to that one. And then I could have did the same thing with there, but we don't want to do that. That's not good for us. So the question here becomes, how much did that increase our maintenance expense? Basically, what it comes down to is we are paying more now for the loan because I did borrow money to do this. So our loan expense has gone up a little bit there. Investments will clear, yeah. So this is going to be the true test right here. Is this number going to be worse than this number? And more specifically, is this number going to be a positive? But yeah, we're doing good as far as shipping wood. We really need to start getting the planks going over there. So let us start taking a look at how much that's going to cost. We might not need to take out a loan. If we're doing road vehicles, that is. So for a truck station, how could we do this? It's obviously in our benefit to get it. Somewhat nicely over here. So that would cost us $75,000 for the one on this side. And over here, we'd be placing it probably like so. In fact, actually, this is the interesting thing. We can save ourselves a lot of trouble because technically it doesn't need to be right there. We can have it all the way over here, and we're still servicing there. It's not until we get to like over... How far do we have to go? Yeah, it's in this curve where all of a sudden it's like right there. Yeah, that's when we stop servicing it, which means we can transport stuff much quicker. It's their problem. They can walk. $15,000 if we place it right across the street there. Interestingly, okay, so there's a point right in here. Because this building's less, what we're going to want to do, we can do this now. We won't have to take out a loan, I don't think. Because these road is cheap, but yeah, if we bring this up here, we can get it for $74,000 something. I'll call that good. Boom, there. And then we'll get our road depot, put that in here. Good. And we'll put another one in this one. As I said, they can walk. I don't know how they're getting it from here, but that's their problem, not mine. Boom. Wonderful. Alright, next we need to buy some vehicles. Unfortunately, we're living in the days of the horse-drawn carriages, so here's the problem. Capacity, 4. They only carry 4 units of goods. We're going to need a lot of these things if we're going to transport much. For now, we'll start with one, just to configure it here. And kind of do a little test to see how much are they going to actually output here for us to carry. So we need to do set line, new line. We want them to go from here. And we want them to go to there. And back. Now, hang on a second. Well, that guy's currently transporting nothing because I forgot I had this on, 3 times speed. So we're going to have him go back. So we actually pick stuff up. How much do we have here at storage? 16 units. We're going to need a lot of these horse carts. The alternative would be a train, and we might end up doing it, because road vehicles, I do not like road vehicles. They are such a pain to manage. It's so much easier to manage a train. So we've got our 5th road vehicle running now, road vehicle 5, and I believe they are about to make their first drop-off. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. Let's see what that's doing for our finances. Lovely. Road vehicles are up. We made $42,000, and it only cost us, what? 16,000, we'll say, yeah, a ridiculous amount, really, when you think about it. We only made a profit of 9,000 again. How odd. Road vehicles. Why? Why can't you be faster? We could be making more money. But the key thing is we are transporting materials to here, and they are producing tools now, which means we can start getting ready for the next stage of our plan, which fortunately will not involve these slow-moving horse-drawn carriages. Seriously. Come on now. There's two of you. You're not moving those legs fast enough. Move them faster. I'm not seeing flames coming off of that wheel from it moving so fast due to the friction. You've only got a piece of lever on there to, help with the friction reduction there on that axle. You need to be moving quicker than that. Well, at least we helped them out by moving the transfer station all the way down here. And yet it's amazing how they drop off the stuff here and it instantly appears there. I would love to know how they're transporting goods, because we could just set up a whole chain of transfer systems like that. It would instantaneously transfer stuff. We'd be the biggest transport company in the world. What a shame. Anyways, that will probably be it for now. We'll have to focus on our next expansion. That could take some time.